Hello everyone, welcome to my page. I am not really feeling the greatest, but I wanted to come on and just, y'all, I just can't sit in the bed any longer, so I feel like I could just come to the counter and paint something. My back is literally bothering me, and I'll have to tell you the story about it, but oh my gosh. If you're on the replay, you can always skip ahead through all of the things that we chat about and just be here for what we're gonna do. This one's super cute. I just realized it wasn't in my shop, so I just added it like just now, so it's in there. Hello everyone, I look the way that I probably feel. I don't know why, but y'all, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. And oh my gosh, and then I'm gonna tell you, oh my goodness. There we go, let's see. Turn the volume down. I feel old. That's how I feel. I feel old. Oh my God. I'll have to tell you the long story about like what happened. Your rib is killing you and you went out and when you got out of the bath and you fell. Oh my God. Okay, well, I did not fall. So I didn't fall, so I'm okay. Hi, Natalie. Hello, Imelda. First of all, thanks to you guys for asking like how I'm feeling. And I'm just going to be honest, and I'm not going to tell you that I'm feeling the greatest. And I'm not going to just be, I'm feeling better. Like I am feeling better. The fact that I'm not sitting here like holding my breath, crying in pain is progress, because yesterday it was so bad. It was so bad. If somebody would have offered me an epidural, I would have been like, sign me up, because that is how bad my back hurts. Y'all, okay, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you the story. Y'all can jump on. First of all, this is what we're doing tonight. We're going to color one of these. This is new. I did cut it and I thought that it was in with the other coloring boards. So if you liked this one, I think I shared something about this one, and then I don't remember why I didn't put it in there, but I did put this in, and I really like this. I really like this for a decorative element. You like put it on a cake plate. You could even do these and like put them on like the center of your chargers at place settings. That would be really fun. These would be a great like craft activity for like the weekend or something for a rainy day. And I bet you that all the young ladies, like the teenage girls or even younger, would really enjoy this, because they can, you know, who doesn't love to just color? Who doesn't love to just color? Oh gosh. See the Mac Daddy swing over here. This is what I went and got for Sawyer, for the babe, who's literally gonna outgrow it in like 2 weeks, I swear. Hello everyone, I am up and moving. I've been in the bed all day, working in the bed all day, and I've just not felt good. I've not felt good. Let me go ahead and tell you like what we're gonna use, and then I'll tell you like the story. So first of all, I went to the Walmart when I got the swing, and I did find this pack of the Sharpie markers, and it has like the white and the black and then a bunch of other colors. And then these. This is a little pack. It's got more of the, like the primary colors. This one has a few extra colors, so I went ahead and got this one, even though I have this one, just because I'm obsessed. But we are gonna use probably the white, maybe the black, I don't really know. I'm not gonna use paint for this. I am gonna use markers, and I really want to use the Arctic markers mixed with the alcohol-y type markers, just for like the shading and kind of to make it pretty. So that is my plan for this, is to use those items. Everyone always asks me, where did you get the markers? They're in my Amazon shop. They are linked in there. If you go to the chain link down below, you'll be able to see like different links, and it'll say like Amazon shop or something like that, my Amazon favorites. and you'll be able to go. I have some, it's not organized. It's not very organized at all, but they are in one of the folders for the collections. What's up?
It just came today.
What?
Do you remember you asking me about someone sent me a birthday card? And I was like, she said she sent a gift card, and I was like, no, I have no idea. I never got anything. It just now came today.
Let me see that. Okay, first of all.
And I'm looking up to message her.
Elaine Bradley.
And I've been trying to message her, and I can't find like exactly which Elaine Bradley it is.
It is postmarked for March 22nd. Elaine Bradley sent my sister a birthday card.
Oh my gosh, March 22nd.
March 22nd.
It is.
So this just came in the mail.
Like
so hallelujah, praise the Lord that it didn't get lost. And she sent my sister these awesome gift cards. Now listen, I love Elaine Bradley. We love Elaine Bradley.
But for some reason, I don't like, I can't, I'm trying to find her on Facebook to send her a message on Messenger, and I can't. So I'm like,
did you spell her name right?
Yeah.
I'll help you find her.
Okay.
I'll help you find her. It's Elaine.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Let me show you what I see.
We are not typically solicitors of any sort of card. This was a surprise that Elaine told us about they'd done been sent. I never want anyone to ever feel obligated to ever send anything. Like we are extremely highly blessed.
Yes.
People.
None of us need anything.
Yeah. So none of us need anything.
I can't. Well, you could just help me find her later.
Yeah, I'll help you find her because I'm not really sure. But it was very generous and
so nice and
thoughtful for her to do that for her.
Yes, it really was so
And
sweet.
the thing is, she wrote her a cute little note.
Yes, she did.
And
very sweet.
Sometimes, we just can't control people. And that's, Michelle and I talked about this the other day about how do you say no thank you, but then not seem like you're just rejecting someone's genuine kindness. I just don't know. So I don't want to tell someone, not to do something, but I also want people to know that, listen, you do not have to send anything.
No, and there's not one of us that needs a darn thing.
And we're not really sure if we need any more Dairy Queen.
Look, I just went to Dairy Queen today.
I know, I have Dairy Queen in there.
I just went today.
She did. Okay, so she gave her a Dairy Queen gift card and an Amazon card.
Yes.
It was so sweet.
It was
so thoughtful.
It was so sweet.
So, Elaine, if you happen to be watching, my sister greatly appreciates you.
You're the sweetest.
Would you like to come and say hi?
Oh, sure.
I mean, we're both looking a little rough.
Hi. I've been in my room.
Oh my gosh!
Watching my son play games on his. You can watch somebody. He can show me his VR headset.
No.
While he's playing, yeah,
that's crazy.
Really cool.
That is interesting. Everyone's saying hello. That is so sweet. So let me tell you about yesterday.
Oh.
Yesterday was a rough day.
Oh, I never seen that.
So Monday we had our Memorial Day. I swam in the pool. We had dinner. We had tenderloins. It was a really good day. I have not been in the pool at all this year. And so I'm I'm going to go swim in the pool. And I was okay, let me see, let's get Riley to come swim. Avery wanted to swim. We were all swimming. Can I show them this?
Sure.
This was after.
That was not that was not an accurate portrayal.
This is not an accurate portrayal of yesterday whatsoever. This is me laid up in the hospital bed. I was like, girl, if you're going to get a picture, you better get one now. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not kidding you when I tell you I was laid up in the hospital bed.
If you'd have told me you'd been giving me a peace sign and a smile after...
That is not how I arrived.
No.
Let me assure you. I arrived in excruciating pain.
Couldn't walk.
Could not walk. This was after they had given me Toradol.
Yes. Only Toradol. And
so they tried to give me fentanyl. They tried to give me Ativan. And then they were like trying to give me Toradol all at the same time. So they gave me the Zofran and they gave me the Toradol. I was like, no. See, I'm super sensitive. I need you to just give me something light.
Yeah.
So they gave me that and basically waited. She was like, do you want me to wait to give you the IV? I was like, the IV is going to feel fantastic compared to what my back is feeling like because I am done with this.
Yeah.
So I just wanted something to give me relief. So I was in the pool, and this is where we thought it was the kidney stones.
Because how much pain you were in?
I was in, I'm not kidding you. It was like, doesn't make sense. And so the whole time I'm thinking, she's telling me about like kidney stones, and I'm explaining to her like my pain. I'm telling her like the quadrant, the region. Come around here so I can show them on your back.
And the doctors were also thinking it might be.
So her back, her center of her back is like right here. Okay, so this is the center of her back. This is her waist. So from here, like this whole area right here, it would spread and surge pain around to the side. Like this whole right side. And the worst pain I think I've ever probably felt besides labor. Okay. So yesterday I got up. That night I had come in, was talking to my dad. He was over with his fiance. We were talking, hanging out. We had dinner. We had,
Hello?
I was literally fine. Okay. So then I go to bed and I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I feel like my back is bothering me, but it was kind of achy. It was kind of irritated. And so I got up, I was like just chilling and I was like, man, my back really hurts. So I started stuffing pillows. And by the time I had done stuffed all the pillows, I had all the pillows behind my back. And I was trying to work, doing my like morning things that I needed to do. And then I was like, you know, I'm just going to get up and get moving. Maybe that will be super helpful. I'll get dressed. I'll get moving. And I didn't have any coffee. I started to walk out to the car. Now, my husband was going to cut the grass. So all the cars were moved away from the house. So I started walking towards the shed where my car was parked. And as I'm walking, I can feel like my body starts to like overcompensate it. And I'm like walking kind of like, okay, it's becoming a little more painful. And I sit down in my car and I'm just like, oh God, I have to shut the door. Oh my God, this is okay. This is really painful. What the heck is going on? It is now very like intense pain, but not unmanageable. So I reach up, I close the door. Caden rides with me to work. And so we get to the end of the driveway and I'm like, Caden, I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. Like something is wrong. I feel like something is very, very wrong. And I'm like, I start driving to the warehouse. And as we start to get there, like every bump, everything is like, okay, now I'm in so much pain that I'm holding my breath because it hurts to breathe. And I thought, okay, what the heck has happened? How did this happen? So I get to the warehouse, I park right in front and I'm like, I turn off my car and I'm like, oh my God, like it's hurting to breathe. So I'm like, okay, I just got to figure out like, what am I going to do? I got to figure out a game plan. Like I have stuff I need to do, but I also need to go to the doctor. So I opened my door and as soon as I swung my feet around, I knew that I was like, I shouldn't have gotten out of my car and I should have just stayed in my car, but I was in no condition to drive. So I was gonna have to get out either way. So I'm like, well, I'll just go inside and I'll like tell April, I'll tell everybody like what's going on and I'll just go to the hospital. I get out of my car and I'm like hunched over, like I cannot even stand up straight. I shut my door and I make it into into the double doors. And I have that little craft table there. I made it to the craft table in the very front, and I just put everything down and was like already crying. Something was very wrong. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is not normal. And it was very much isolated to that spot there. So I'm thinking, okay, I mean, do I have a kidney stone? Like, is my appendix going to rupture? What the heck is going on? I have organ failure. Like, all the things are running through my mind. And I'm just like, this is not okay. So then I'm like, okay, now I need to go find some place to sit for a minute. So then I'm hobbling to where the laser room is to go sit in my chair and just be like, okay, gather yourself. I sit in the chair and I'm like, it doesn't recline. I'm getting no relief. This is not okay. So I'm like, I have to go to the hospital. I have to go to the hospital. Something is wrong. And this is like, it's not stopping. And it went from like an ache to full on, someone had a knife and was twisting it and sending like sharp shooting pains in that section of my back. And it was just kept coming around the side. And I just kind of thought, this is crazy. So April gets me in the car, or Dylan goes and starts my car. He opens the door. I get in. April's coming. She's had to get her bag. Like, I can't even drive. Like, it's just craziness. So then we go, if y'all are not familiar, my warehouse is at Goshen Road. Okay, Goshen Road in Rincon. And then the Effingham County Hospital is in Springfield. It's a long freaking ride. Okay, especially when you're in pain. So I'm reclined, trying to like hold on to my seatbelt. I'm trying not to breathe because it's so painful. And then I just keep telling her like all the things. I'm like, this is how it feels. And she's like, oh gosh, it sounds like a kidney stone. And then she starts describing kidney stones to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this pain moving through my body? So the whole time I'm like on my way there. And then all of a sudden it would like slow down and I would have like, I could breathe in. It wasn't as painful. It was tolerable. And then I would kind of relax a little, and then it would come again. And I'm like, is it moving? What's happening? So we get to the hospital and I'm like, I have to sit in a really uncomfortable wheelchair. I'm like, I just needed a stretcher at this point because sitting up straight was killing me. So I'm sitting in this wheelchair. I'm waiting. I'm third in line to like put my name down. And I am crying. I am holding my breath. I am literally in pain. And she like asked me my name. She asked me like all these things. And then I sit in the lobby and I'm just like waiting. And I'm like, everyone is staring at me. I am in such pain that I don't know what to do, but it is so bad. And I did not care. I did not care one bit. So finally they come and they're like, okay, what's going on? They're like, are you having a heart attack? Are you having all these things? And they start hooking me up to these probes. And I'm like, and then I start telling them, I've had my gallbladder out. I have had a hysterectomy. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've had a herniated disc. I have sciatica. I went swimming yesterday. Like, I'm telling them all the things. I've had nothing to eat today. I'm just telling them all this stuff. I don't have any allergies. I have a latex allergy, but then I forgot that. And then I was like, I took ibuprofen. And then they're all like, we need to get her on an EKG. I'm like, I need you to look inside my body and figure out what the heck is happening because something was not normal. So they take me and then mind you, every time I move, it reactivates itself. So they were like, okay, we need to move you to this wheelchair again. We need to move you to this, gurney. We need to move you to I'm like, every time it's like, it's insane. And so I'm thinking to myself, this is not making sense. How every time I'm moving that I'm having this pain. Let me tell you. So they come in and they're like, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Then they come in, they're like, we're going to give me my IV. And so my blood pressure is like, well, I think it was, what was my blood pressure?
Oh my gosh, it was like
109 over like 60.
It was like 113 over like.
It was It was low, but it was great. Okay. I don't have bad blood pressure. So they come in and they're like, we need you to give like a urine sample. At this point in time, my husband has arrived. I'm like, you did not have to leave work to come to the hospital. Like, I have my sister here. Nobody wants to wait at the hospital. And so, like, everyone's trying to, like, help me get to the bathroom because we're, like, again, not sure. And I go into the bathroom, and I'm not even kidding you, I completely missed the entire cup. I was so upset with myself because it took so much to get to the bathroom.
You were still in a lot of pain at that point.
I had no pain medication. I was just in excruciating pain, and then I missed. Okay? So I was not a very happy camper about that.
When you handed me that cup, and I had to tell you there's nothing in here.
I was so upset. Like, how do I miss the cup? Only me. So anyways, I finally was like, okay, I missed. Like, there's nothing to give. So I get back to the room and have to get out of that daggone wheelchair and back onto the freaking gurney. So I'm laying there and she's like doing my IV and I'm like, hook me up. Give me whatever it is that's going to give me some relief. And then they got
you. It would amaze me. They got you on the first stick.
It's because I have a power vein.
It was so fast.
I'm also very cooperative.
I was so jealous. I'm like, God.
So anyways, so I'm like listening to them tell me like, we're going to give you fentanyl and we're going to give you like Ativan and this Toradol stuff. And I'm like, can we just not have any of those other things? And you just give me like the basic stuff. And apparently she had a look on her face. Like, who rejects pain meds? Me.
No one.
Me. I do, because I am super sensitive and I don't want it in my system. So I'm like, don't give me the Ativan, don't give me the anything. So she's like, it's going to take about 15 minutes. So about 15 minutes or so goes by and they come to get me for a CT scan. Okay. So at this point, now I have to get back, I have to leave my bed and get on this flat surface and then put my arms above my head for them to scan my body. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got kidney stones. It's got to be it. And so we're just sitting here talking about all the different ways they can like do the kidney stone thing. And so the doctor comes back and was like, oh, wow, you look like you're different because clearly the medicine had started working and I wasn't, wailing in pain anymore. And he's like, everything's clear. Everything's clear. And then he proceeded to talk some more. And then what else he said was like Grey's Anatomy. Okay. He was like, well, I'm concerned that you might have an aortic dissection or that you might have some inflammation in the lining of your lungs. Or what else did he say?
There were two things that were like, could be.
Yeah, like could be life-threatening.
He's like, I have to rule them out because if I let you leave,
yeah,
then you'll die.
Yeah, he's like telling me I have to so we got to do a CT scan now with contrast and figure out, make sure there's not these life-threatening conditions so you're not going to die. And I'm like...
Because your symptoms were mimicking that of what, like an aortic dissection or something about the...
I don't know.
The lining or the back part of the lung. If it was, I don't know if that meant it could be collapsing.
It went from a kidney stone to an aortic dissection real fast. And I'm like... what the heck? So then I'm thinking to myself, how is it an aortic dissection? Because on Grey's Anatomy, which is not real at all, I mean, it's like emergent.
Well, it would be emergent.
It's emergent, but we have time to wait for, a CT scan. We have time to wait for test results. I'm like, I'm sitting here freaking out going, surely it's not that. Okay. It's definitely not that. So I go back to have this CT scan with contrast, and my sister's like, it's going to make you feel like you've peed yourself.
Makes you feel like you have peed yourself.
So I'm going back there thinking, oh my God, is that what's really going to happen? And then am I actually going to pee myself? Because I think I am. So I've never had these tests done before. I've never had a CT scan. I've never had to have any of this stuff. So I'm like, what to expect? So she's like, putting my arm up wasn't being able to flush my veins very quickly. So I had to put my arm down at my side and then she had to tape up this stuff to it. And then they scan me again and then tell me, okay, it's going to be like 30 seconds of you feeling like really warm. No, I felt like I was on fire from the inside. Like my whole body felt like it was on fire. There was no peeing sensation. There was no warm like sensation. Like it was really hot. And I thought, gosh, this is absolutely insane. And then I go back to the room and I'm like, okay, well, that's done. Surely to God, like they're not going to come rushing in and take me to surgery. And I'm starting to feel better. My sister's taking pictures of me giving up peace signs. So I'm pretty sure that I do not have an aortic dissection. I don't know what's going on, but nevertheless. So the doctor comes back in and is like, you went swimming yesterday. I'm pretty sure you probably just have like a pinched nerve. Seriously? Okay, so y'all, I have had a full from the neck to like below my like a booty, whole body scan of whatever could be wrong with this body would be showing up. Okay, so I'm a super healthy individual, even though I am a few extra pounds. I have a great inner parts. Apparently, they're super fine. And I started telling him, I was like, I got in the pool. I've had a previous herniated disc in my back and I have sciatica. Like it flares up sometimes, but it has never been like this. So what we were talking about is how, when you get into a swimming pool, like your body becomes kind of weightless and your body can just move a little bit more freely. I'm like, my 46-year-old body was in that pool, trying to hold a toddler while treading water and like, trying to get out of the deep end. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel like anything was wrong. So I equated it to like, if you like work out one day and then like the next morning you feel super sore, that must have been me, because I had somehow or another must have pinched a nerve, because I still have the achy discomfort and pain, but it is not surging like it was. But I'm telling you right now, I would have sworn that something was deathly wrong with me. That is the pain I've never felt that before in my life. Even when I herniated my disc in my back, it just was super uncomfortable. This was a profuse shooting pain, like shooting pain. And I had mascara all over my face. I've been crying. And then I'm walking around now like an old lady because my back is hurting me. So I've literally been in the bed the entire day, just trying to rest and, do what they told me to do. And I do feel better, but y'all, that was the most exhausting day yesterday. It was so exhausting. So anyways, I went through the whole roller coaster of what's wrong with you. The whole roller coaster of what's wrong with you. Only to find out that it's most likely a pinched nerve. I mean, come on. Like how? I went swimming. Am I so old? Is my body like my back muscles so not like good but there was nothing in in the scans that kind of showed that. But y'all, I'm just saying it don't make no sense. And now I'm like, what happens when I get back in the pool again? Because your body just can, like, you're so weightless. You're weightless. You have no pressure on your joints. And I felt fine when I got out. I did not feel like something was wrong. So anyways, I am feeling a little bit better, but I hope you enjoyed my story about my fiasco yesterday. That's what went down. I am feeling better. I have been on the couch for 2 days. My back went out and I have no idea how. Mandy, girl, I could tell you the same. I'm just like, first of all, I'm so sorry that your back went out. What is up with our backs? Like, what is up with our backs. The pool should make you feel better. So the thing is I think that I just need to like reintroduce myself into like the pool life and take it a little more easy. But man, I'm telling you right now, oh, I am resting. I am 100% resting. But good Lord. But what I cannot do is sleep the day away. That is one thing I cannot do. Sometimes a sneeze will do it. We are mid-40s. It's so bad. It's so bad. Well, y'all say a prayer for all the people that are down for the count right now because they need it. They need it. You're in the same pain you were in. Gosh, y'all. So they told me that Toradol is the equivalent of like Aleve, but like an extra strength Aleve. So ibuprofen was not working, so I've been taking Aleve, even though you can't take as many. It has really helped a lot, but all of my medications are sitting in a Kroger bag. I haven't taken the steroid they gave me. I just don't do medications. So everything's sitting over there. I'm like, I don't want to take it. The last time I took a steroid, I had an allergic reaction to it. It was really bad. I need a hot tub. I have a heating pad. A hot tub is far more expensive than a heating pad. Holding Riley in the pool, you might have caused the spasms. She had floaties on. She had floaties on. Yes, Anna, prayers to the ones who need it. It happened to me one time. All I did was bend over and pick up a dog leash and boom. Yeah, your back is doing the same. I have to take oral steroids when mine flares up. The only way I can get relief. Gosh, I don't want to take them. I don't want to take the steroids. At all. Do I sleep on my side? Yes. I am a side sleeper. What about the TENS unit? I don't know what that means. Do you have to alternate eating cold? They didn't tell me any of that stuff. They just said that I should go see an orthopedic doctor. I'm terrified of a chiropractor. Terrified. Yours goes out sometimes too. It hurts so bad. We have a tub with jets and I use that. Well, I don't have a tub with jets. I feel like I need one. So the more you sleep on your side, they say you will get sciatica. Aleve makes your feet swell. I have not swollen yet, so praise the Lord. Sleep with a pillow between your knees. I should probably do that. TENS machine is awesome. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. Look up a TENS unit. They're great. I did that picking up a pair of socks. Oh my gosh. Oh, that sounds terrible. Well, y'all say a prayer for all of our friends that need it. I am feeling better though, but I'm sitting on this blanket in this chair because it does help. It does help a lot. Electrical stimulation, possibly. A patch with electrodes, electronics. Sleep on your side. I'm like a mix. I'm like a side/belly a little, which is not good. You can order those TENS unit on Amazon. I'm going to need to do something. So I just wanted to tell you that story before I start painting this because y'all, I cannot sometimes tell a story and like multitask. Oh gosh. Coloring again, I sure am. Put something hard up against your back to help relieve it. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. A belly sleeper. Back surgery November. Oh, you get a fusion? Still, oh gosh, do what they say to do. I mean, I'm gonna definitely try. I am feeling much better. So, we've only done one of our coloring boards, and so I wanted to do this one, which I just added. And you guys can hang out and chill with me if you want to. Here's the thing. So you can use a piece of cardboard. You can sketch out whatever you want to. You can kind of freehand. These coloring boards are just really fun because the design is already put on there for you. But you can find any printable. You can use transfer paper. You can do anything. You don't have to purchase these from me, but you can use anything you like and you can make it big or small. But it's just a fun way. Like, I am not feeling very good. I could take like my boxes of markers and go like sit and kind of color and pass the time besides just watching television. So, you know, one of those type of things. So I've had 2 back surgeries. Ugh. I'm not trying to have any kind of back surgery. No kind of back surgery. No thanks. What's up, Beth? Girl, you missed it. You missed a story. You know, constant back spasms. Oh gosh, couldn't find anything. It's okay. Just finished a live to catch you all. You're so sweet. I'm gonna miss you. I'm really sad that you're not in the mastermind, but you'll be there in spirit. I know you will, because we have mastermind next week, and I'm like, oh, you don't realize how much you miss the people like when they're gone. And then you're not like gonna see them, even though we're so busy there doing our own little things that we like. I feel like sometimes we just don't even have the time to like sit and like talk. But you know, I sure will miss you. But I hope everything's good for you. Okay, so I have these markers. Like I told you, you need to do your dandelion one. Yeah. So Caden even picked coloring boards he wanted to color, which I thought was really fun. Yes, prayers for all the people. All right, I'm gonna move this over here and just a second to point you guys down. Y'all don't need to see my face. You certainly do not need to see my face. But this is what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna move this back over here so there's not a weird shadow. Is the ice maker not working?
No, I didn't want to use it because it would be very loud.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, so I've got them all kind of stretched out over here. I was told by a doctor to get a massager. I probably need to get one of those little like robotic ones. That sounds like a plan. All right, let me get my paper out from underneath here. Okie dokie. So my idea for the background is to use this light, super light blue, but I'm going to do kind of like a marble. And I'm going to put it on some, let me get a plate. Found it. This blue is winter blue, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of white. And that's going to be like our background. So we are going to use regular paint, and we're going to mix it with our Deco Art Snow White. And that's what's going to be like the background all around. So Let me, y'all, my cup of water is probably pretty yucky. I'm gonna use it anyways. I need to go get a paper towel. Y'all, give me just 1 second. Oh gosh, I'm hobbling. I have no idea where the baby wipes went. They're somewhere. Let me situate myself back in this chair. Thank goodness y'all don't have to see me do this. All right, let's get some paper towel. Okay. Basically, I just want to get my bristles wet, and this brush has seen better days. And so has that cup of water. Okay. So we're gonna take, and we're just gonna paint over the whole thing. So I'm gonna take my blue and my white, and I'm gonna kind of mix them. I'll set that over there. And I'm just gonna go around, like right over our design, because it'll still peek through. And I'm not looking for perfect coverage, but I am looking for a background color. And I kind of want it to look really cool. So I'm gonna do like blue, and then I'm gonna do the white, and just kind of mix it in like so. Almost like a painting. So it has like a marbly kind of look. And you can kind of see that sky through the back. So I'm just gonna go over the whole thing. I felt like the sky's blue, so why not? You see, it's just going over it. And this really won't matter whenever we go to color it. I think it's gonna look really good. I did more of a lighter color over here. There we go. Got a little spot right there. Just want to do a little extra. It's gonna look so good. Okay, I do want to try this just to see what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in that water, and I'm gonna dry this. Your doctor did an awesome job on your eyes. That is so awesome. is so awesome. I'm so glad you sent me like a picture so that I could like see your progress. That's really awesome. I hope this ends up looking really good. Holly, I have these alcohol markers and I really do like them. It looks like a planet. It's Earth. You definitely want to make sure that your paint is dry all the way. My back, Cheryl, you're gonna have to watch the replay. Oh, the moon, yeah. I told the whole story about how my back ended up becoming a problem yesterday, and yeah, it was really interesting. So see how it's completely drying a different color? Hello, Tammy. Y'all, if you just jumped on, you're gonna have to watch the replay for the story of my back. Although I'm sure it would probably be super interesting to tell the story again. Y'all will just need to go and watch. Love the camera angle. Well, I try to do these whenever I do a painting or something like that because I feel like everybody can see better what I'm doing. So the thing is, you don't want your paint to still be kind of gummy because your markers will kind of gum it back up. So this is what it looks like. And see how you can still see your pattern, but you can see the background. You can see like the background of everything. So we're gonna start by doing let's do the flower stems. And I have a couple different greens, but I really love this one. I don't know why I do swatch, swatch, swatch. I do so many swatches. But I feel like I just need to do extra. Let's see about this one. That one's really kind of bold. I mean, we could probably do that one. That one's a little too bright. I think we can do these three. So that would be this one, this one, and this one. I think those three are going to be good. So we have different leaves popping up. We have different flowers. Things are in the background. And so the great part about these markers is that your shade is here, but these markers right here will add dimension. And these are the alcohol markers I was telling y'all about. Like we can add the shading and the depth just like we can do with paint with layering markers, okay? Now these are acrylic paint brush markers. These are not like a Sharpie. These are paint. So you can layer them. You can do a bunch of different things. And so I'm gonna start with probably the deeper shade. Let's do probably the deeper shade in these two because these two are similar flowers. So I'm just going to start there and I'm just going to go through, and I need to remember like where my glasses are. They're probably in there. And so I'm just gonna do like the outline and then come through. And then I'm going to find this outer petal and come down, come around. Now these flowers can be white, they can be yellow, they can be whatever color you want them to be. And then I'm just gonna do like a stroke pattern because I feel like it's gonna make it look more painted than colored. And then I also plan to lightly sand this also. So that is a petal right there. And then this is the petal that's over this leaf. So this one goes up and over like this. So it's like a long leaf. And this is also that leaf right there. I just realized that. And you just basically color in the lines. It's kind of like paint by number, but you get to decide your own. You kind of get to do your own thing. You could also use colored pencils on these, which is really cool too. Or watercolor. Watercolor pencils. Okay, so we have now this one right here that's kind of similar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go right into this one and go right up like that. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this. Well, I'm gonna love it too. Plus, you know, these are great distractions from like whatever's going on. Just sit down and color. It's just really cool to see how it turns out. Now, if you've got a really steady hand, which sometimes I do not have a steady hand, you could use a paintbrush. But not this girl, not I, not I. All right, so we're gonna do this color on this one here. We're gonna do this color. It's almost more of like a turquoise color, but I think I can make it work. We shall see. And then you're just gonna go and follow everything. So just loop around. If you kind of get out of the lines, you can always come back and clean it up with the next color. Just keep in mind, if you add anything to your background color, it might change the way that it looks, but like this is already dry. So it dries pretty quickly. And you can get a little bit more precision. Oh, Dixie's barking in her sleep. Do you hear her? It's not even a real bark. Oh gosh, she's so extra. She's so extra. All right, let's do this one. And even though they kind of connect, I'm just gonna keep with the same, like, painting within this section that I'm doing. And then I'll do it like this side right here. And then kind of come along like that. Okay, so there's this. And now let's do, so the next stem is this one right here. And it's just this with this. Oh, and this. I see. Let's do that. This is really light. That's really light. I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about that. We're gonna need to doctor this one. But it might be good. And follow in there. And up and around. I mean, it's got its own little like personality. It's starting to come together. I think it's going to be good. And I'm really liking how the background turned out. Droopy petals in the purple. She is dreaming. These are paint markers. Like they're acrylic. They're acrylic markers, like acrylic paint. But see, we can come back through with our alcohol markers and we can come in and add like little bits of like color and like shade, like our leaves. Just a little bit. And let's do this side, then we'll bring another color in. So see how I even went over around it and kind of got out of the lines? I'm gonna use that to my advantage when I come in with this like lighter green. So because it blends, it's gonna add a little bit of a layer of something to our, so it's not so like a harsh line. It's like we're over coloring to create some dimension. And you can like use your finger to like blot and dab. Just kind of have to be careful about like where you do that because you don't want to transfer the color. So it's just changing just a little bit. And then you can add like lighter colors. So even though it's a lighter color, it's kind of brighter. So even though we use the same marker for like this one, it's already changing. Like the substance of it is changing. And then we can take, like, let's do, like you can do the lighter marker over it and create a little like highlight. These you can kind of smudge out as long as they're wet. Once they dry, you're kind of like stuck with whatever happens. So we can really create some dimension. And once we get it all done, it's gonna look really good. Now, if I wanted to leave this one, since this one's a little bit different, now we have a different green, a different green, a different green, and a different green. We can leave the other one, but I think I wanna add something to this. Not that color. Definitely not that one. Some of these lids do not go at all. Like this one, we can do like a little bit of like a light hue, just to kind of change it a little bit. Not too much. Use your imagination. And then like up in that groove up there, we can take a darker green and add like a shadow. We can add like a little fold. A little character right here where it kind of connects. And let's add that right there. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to add this overline, which is this brighter green glow. So we're really just trying to create a little dimension to this. Okay, so for this green, I think what we need to use is, I think this one maybe. Let's try this one. You can kind of see how this is kind of coming along. And let's come up into this. Isn't it pretty awesome how we can just layer these? If you don't want to use your finger, you can always use like a Q-tip or something to like dab this out. But we're just adding a little pizzazz. Okay, so that was this one. Let's go back to this one, which is much darker. And we're just gonna come in and feather in just like a little shadow. And when I'm talking about like feather in a little shadow, I mean like just like a little bit. And then let's do this. kind of like right through there. Right there. Definitely gonna do some like right through here. Because it's like on the underside. And it looks like it's gonna go on super mega dark, but then it does dry a lot lighter. So this is kind of how our leaf looks now. Now, for this one, it is done. For this one, it's done. They're all kind of getting done on their own. And then this one over here, I'm like, okay, we need a little something. So I think I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's kind of like that same green that we had before. And I'm just gonna add just like a little bit. I don't want to overdo it like too much, but I want to add a few little like streaks. Just so it has some something. And then we could take that lighter green and you can kind of really add some highlights to your leaves. And maybe like some right through there. Again, you got to be really careful not to get it on the background. I did that before. Just like a little. Maybe even a little bit more right there. There we go. Oh, let's do some right here. Okay, so now our leaves are all looking like a different flower. And they're not so basic like they were before. So we've used our paint markers and we used these little alcohol markers to make this happen. Okay, so for up here in this area, I think what I want to do is go with, so our greens are pretty done. Let me kind of put these up back in this box over here. This would be really awesome if you did color pencils because you can really do some really great shading. My color pencils are not here, so I think they're at the warehouse. But this yellow is kind of a vintagey yellow. And so I'm just going to kind of go over the center of this. Right here. And then I'm going to also go over the center of this one. Now these flowers do not have to be the same color, but they can be if you want them to. I missed a whole section right there. Okay, so we've got our flowers. add just a little bit of this along the inner. And I'm just kind of dabbing it. Just kind of like that. And then I'm going to do the same like right through this area. So you can kind of see how that's coming. And it looks kind of like an orangey brown, like an orangey brown. And we're gonna take, and we're gonna add this line that kind of separates the center from like the petals. It's gonna dry a lot lighter. Just dabbing like a little speckles. So you can kind of see what's happening. It's kind of creating the center of our flower. Just like that. Oh my God, do I still have, I do. Oh my gosh, let me cut that off. Oh my God. Goodness gracious, y'all. I cannot even. I'm so used to having a bracelet on my arm that I don't even notice that it's there. Good Jesus. Okay. I'm going to use this. Is it this one? I'm going to try to use this one for, let's do it for this flower. Basically, we're just going to add in that. This is probably not going to have good coverage, but it's going to give us a little bit of a foundation because I don't want to use the stark white of the white marker, but I want to get this to be lighter. But I kind of want this to look kind of vintagey. And I'm just going petal by petal for this one. Now this coloring board I did just add tonight. I completely thought it was in the shop, but it wasn't. So it's in there now. And going petal by petal really does make a difference. Do you see how it's looking? It's just starting to look really good. Am I getting any relief? Oh my gosh, yes. 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 Listen, I can function. I always have a little bit of like upper back pain, like in my shoulder blades. I think it's because I'm top heavy, but I try to wear a really decent like support bra, so that's kind of helpful. But the lower back, I can handle this. I can handle what's happening right about now. I can handle that. Okay, so I think it was this one. Okay, so see how it's got a yellow kind of base to it? So now we can kind of go through with our white. It's like a light pink. And kind of drag down the sides of each one of these. And it's just gonna kind of create, there's a speck of something. There it is. There's something on the board. It's weird. So it's gonna dry and it's not gonna be super noticeable. And then we're gonna come down this side. And then this one. Do you see how like the light's kind of maybe hitting it a little bit? And then you can take and add like a few little like white dots, like up there. You can really give this character. Or you could do brown dots. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. All right, for this one, I want to do, I was thinking about this yellow. It's more of a yellow. But I'm also thinking maybe a pink, like the really light pink. Let's do that. So we're gonna go each petal, and I know that we did the other one white with a smidge of yellow. I really like the soft colors. So y'all, this is a blank board with these lines on it, and you really get to create whatever you want yours to look like. You're going to determine that with the colors that you choose, and then like how you paint it is also going to matter. So like this is the outer petal, like the underside, and then there's like a central kind of folded up portion. So we're going to leave that, and we're going to do the outer. I can see the blue kind of coming through a little bit. But I think it's going to be okay. That is cute. And the thing is I'm just coloring with marker. There's no special like skill or like, I'm just coloring it with my hand. So believe me, if you think you can't do this, this is why I like to use these markers, is because I know a lot of people don't feel confident with like using paintbrushes. These get you out your box and practice. And like I said, you don't have to get this coloring board, but you can just doodle some flowers on a piece of cardboard and practice. You'll get the hang of it. I like that the lines are kind of there. Look at that. The markers are a game changer. I am feeling better. They did not give me a steroid shot, no. Listen, I've never been one to be like, I don't really take pain medication. I tolerate pain pretty well. I have a pretty good pain tolerance. And if I'm doubled over in pain and I'm crying and bawling and wailing, you know it's got to be pretty bad. But yesterday, I didn't want them to give me something that had any sort of like controlled substance to it. I just really didn't want that. I try to be, you know, I've had surgeries where they've had to give me like morphine and stuff like that. And I just feel like my recovery is so, I don't know, surgery recovery is really bad anyways, but like it just gets in your system and then it's so hard to like get out, and it just makes you feel a type of way. And I just am like, I want to be not, you know, loopy and, you know, all this other stuff. So I told them like, no, thank you. No, thanks. I'm going to do this brighter pink right through here. It's just kind of like a step up from the other color, but it definitely is going to be like a different shade. For these here. There we go. Okay, so I used these two right here. And let's see. I don't want to use that one. Let's do a little bit of this, kind of down the side of our petals. And I'm just drawing along the inner part of that line. And then I'm switching the direction that I'm going. And you can see that it's not super prominent, and it does dry a little bit, but you can see how it's adding a little dimension to it. Kind of the way that the white hit, but that white is not really a white. What was that? This one? I think it was this one. Yeah, so if we go back over this just a little bit, can really add like a second coating. I mean, you can already see how it's like drying. And like this is drying too. But look at how fun these look. Your favorite daisies are pink. You know, I just kind of thought this needed a little pink. All right, this is a pink too. So I'm just gonna come up the middle. It doesn't mean it's gonna do any good. It's gonna leave a little bit behind. It's just kind of subtle. A really soft one. And then like the next color up from this, it's like this is the level up. This is the level up. I used winter blue and white, so I mixed them and just did a swooshing for the background. It's actually paint. I am feeling better. But like, do you see? It's like, do you want to? Maybe just add like a little, because maybe it'll dry a little bit. Like right kind of underneath here. I mean, I can tell a difference as it's drying that it's definitely there. Let's add just a little through here. I mean, it's doing its thing. That's all that matters. Smudge it when it's wet. Get it right in there. It's definitely one of those things where it kind of makes you focus on what you're doing. For sure. Little dab will do ya. There's a nut. How beautiful. Our pink flower is looking so good. All right, let's go up a level to like this one. Just a little bit. I feel like, how do I want to do? I feel like that's a lot. Let's maybe not go up so much. Let's maybe go up to this kind of shade. No, maybe. I just want to kind of do an in between the petals. Like just a little. It's not a lot. It's just enough to create like, that's a petal. Dawn Fink, how are you doing, my friend? One thing I will say is my advice to you is when you're painting things like this or you're coloring things like this, if you look at like a picture of a flower and you look at how the flower looks, you can start to look at a petal and say, okay, there's light here, there's dark here, there's a shadow in between. And you can start to try to create and mimic what you see happening. So like right through here, I can tell that there's going to be some sort of something happening on these petals right here. And so I'm just gonna like come through and add like a depth to them because they're like going in a completely different direction. And I want them to look separate. And then I can come back and add something if I need to. To add a little lightness, because just like we added those little highlights in those leaves, I can do that with these petals here. And I'm just using my fingers to blend and smudge. And I'm like, if I was to color like this and then like wipe away, like I'm erasing it, or like, you know, the pencil like shavings, it's kind of that kind of motion, but it's not like smearing it everywhere. It's just, I'm just doing a little subtle, and then you can just kind of see where it goes. And just kind of tap and bounce. This has a little orange undertones to it, so it's quite prominent in the shade. But I think it's okay. I'll tap through that one and then kind of come through the bottom and like tap through that. And then it's going to dry a little bit darker. And then I can kind of come through this petal here and do just ever so lightly. Like those. That was just a little bit of a lot. And you can see how it's just starting to come together. There we go. So now I can take this lighter pink, and anywhere that I feel like it needs just a little push, I can just kind of smudge those colors out so they're not so prominent, and blend them. It's a great thing about these markers is that they blend actually pretty decent. You can't mess it up. You can't. Like this one right here needs just a little bit more. Okay. So let's stick that in there. And then I'm gonna take that lighter color and I'm just gonna dab and blend for just a little bit of that surface highlight in the little petals there. Like just a little bit. And then you can also add like extra highlights up the petals. Like if you want there to be like a little bit more light on there, like a lightness, just add it. And I'm just dotting and smudging. Okay, so this flower is doing its own little thing. This flower is doing its own little thing. And I'm about to add a little bit to this one with this, not that one. That one's too much. Let's do, let's see if we can do it with this one. Okay, so see how we did the light, and now underneath I want to do like the light, like a grayish shadow that's super subtle. but you know it's there because it's just a little. You can already see what's happening. See where I've not done it versus where I have. You went there for the butterflies. Oh my gosh, the butterflies. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So you can always come back through, add you a little, just a little extra as you see that you need it, wherever that is. Isn't it kind of magic? Now, in between these two right here, I am going to add just a little darker, just a little darker. It's mostly right there. I feel like that's good. There we go. See how now you can kind of like see the sky, like see the background. It's just starting to look really good. Okay, so I do want to do, let's see, let's do, I need to kind of match the energy that's happening here. I feel like I want to do a purple, but I don't have a lot of purple to go around. So let's do this one purple, and we're just going to highlight all the petals. And we'll just make it richer in different areas. So this is going to really kind of blend in with the background, but the outlining of it is going to make it like stand out. So we're just going to color the whole thing purple. Like I said, there's not a lot of like options when it comes to the like this color purple. There's like this one, and it's too dark for what we're doing. There is this lighter one, which I might use that. This one here, still it's too close. And then there is this purple. I just feel like it's still too dark, but we'll incorporate these other purples. But for right now, we're just going to go ahead and do this. So you can see it. It's still happening. You kind of have to trust the process. And this is where you gotta take your time. Like, take your time coloring them. Or whatever it is you decide that you want to color. It's a coloring book, coloring board, on a piece of cardboard, on a cereal box, like on an Amazon box. You really can paint just about anything and turn it into something magical. So see how I'm still staying within the petal? We got this. It's gonna be so good. It is a paint marker. Like these aren't like Crayola markers. These are paint markers. Okay. So see what we have. See how it's not perfect? It's not like the perfect coverage, but I colored each petal individually. So on my brush stroke, my strokes went different directions. So this is the one that I use. I'm gonna put these pinks back. We don't need those. Oh, I am gonna probably use that one. And then I'm gonna put this up. And I'm gonna get, see, that's really too dark. That's probably pretty good. Okay, so let's dry this. You did order these? Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to follow the underside, and I'm just gonna do the under of all of these. Even if it overlaps a little bit. So see how it's drying? Which you probably can't tell, but it is drying. And then we're gonna go like so. Just go all the way around. Okay, so this is like the lightest purple. So I think what I'm gonna do is use this is like a grayish kind of color. I mean, you could just start to see it like coming together. Just like little folds and directions. Okay, so this is like a gray. And so I'm gonna come back through and just add like a little bit of this purple to that gray. And then I used, I think it was this color. And just adding in a little of our paint color back to these little highlight areas. It's just going to give it the dimension that we really want it to have. So you can really add a little extra something. So this is like a lighter purple. Just gonna give us a whole different, like it kind of gives it a layered, clustered look just by adding in these different colors of purple. But that gray kind of helps with the shadows. It's just really pretty. Okay, so this is one of our flowers. This is our other flower. Okay, so see how this stem has got its own little flower. This one's got its own little flower. And this one's got, and even though we colored these two the same color, they're dark, but a little bit different. And we could still lighten this up if we wanted to. And then we have another little flower down here, and then we have these little buds over here. So we've got a couple different, like there's a little bud here, there's a little one here, and then kind of over here. And you see how I started to like pick the colors. So even though this was very similar to the background, it wasn't standing out very much. We did some outlining. I mean, I use this color to shade in some of these like little areas. And these alcohol markers look like they're gonna dry super dark, but they do dry a lot lighter. And then if you wanted to go in and like add, like this is like a pen, you know, you could just do whatever. Okay, so let me put this back. All right, now we need to figure out what do we want to do. Let's do, I feel like we need, I really feel like I want some yellow flowers. But I feel like I want to do a yellow flower here. Let's do that. Let's do let's do this yellow here. I don't know what flower this is, and if they don't make a yellow one, this is a hybrid. This is a hybrid version. This is a hybrid. Truly, I have no idea what this flower is. But isn't this so fun? It's just so beautiful. So these could be like little wildflowers. These could be like whatever you want them to be. And you could change your background to be like a bright yellow, and you could do like vibrant, bold colors. You could do a bright white background. This would make a really awesome like gift idea for like if you painted someone's favorite colors. I mean, it's just something to think about. Okay, so see how there's like a line across here? You could do the bottom of this green or like brown, whatever you want to do. It could be like the ground level, or you could just leave it and paint it, you know, do the background. Pretty fantastic. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. Let's try. And then we have our little buds here, which I need to figure out what color I want to do those. There's this like orangey color. There's also this like super dark purpley color. I only have 2 reds and I don't like either one of those for like, for this, like what we're gonna do. Like that wouldn't be too bad because it has like a purpley red. We need peach. I was thinking like this one, it's kind of like an orange color. I don't really have a peach marker with these, which is kind of the downside, is there's not really a peach color. All right, so I used this one. That is super pink. We might be able to mix like these two. Like I do kind of like the orange. The orange wouldn't be so bad, but we don't really have a peach color. There ain't really an orange. So let's go with let's do this yellow. And we're just gonna outline everything. Now for this one, I did not use a little scoring tool to like go through all the lines. I just didn't do that. I wasn't really feeling that for this. Okay. Let's go into this color right here. For this, I'm just doing really like streaky motions. And then these little folds, it's like the underside, like in like the loop. And you can kind of see how it's drying. It's not drying dark at all. Well, maybe it's drying a little darker. All right, let's do...
Let me show you my yellow options.
These are our yellow options. Thank you, Valerie. This is it. This is our yellow. Well, I'm like, what do we do? These are our yellows. This is not gonna work right here. So we're gonna have to go into like some of these other shades, like right through here. It just kind of is what it is. So let me go, let's see. It's kind of got some depth to it. It's got a little green tinge to it. I think I can make that work. Just need it to have layers. We can add little highlights to it also. For this one, we're gonna need to get really clever about this one because this one feels like a center, but it's actually not really a center at all. Let me get my little tool so we can define this a little bit more. Oh my gosh. I mean, we can make that the center. We can make that like the center. It's kind of what I made it look like anyways. So let's do a white center. We'll come back to that. Okay, let's do, it's about time for someone to leave. Oh gosh. Just trying to blend that out so it doesn't look so bright white. Okay, let's do a little, just a little. Just want to give it a little, we just want to give a little character. It's definitely got some needs some help. That looks a lot better. I definitely feel like it needs a darker, like a darker something. I can just feel like it does. Okay, let's do like a level, let's do like a level up. Like the underside. Same kind of thing with the petal separation. Gonna do that right through here. And just really focus on that. And then I'm gonna take this color, maybe not that. Let's do, just gonna kind of go around the center of this. Okay. So this is how this one looks. And I'm gonna add a little bit of highlights to it with my dots and my finger blending. Probably go a little bit further with that. That got it kind of a little prominent right there. I want it to look like it's got like veins or like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you look at a flower and you like see the color flow, like that's what I can see. It's like a color flow. There we go. This one could use just like a little bit more. And maybe like right through there. Okay, I am liking all of this. I'm really enjoying how it looks. Okay, so now we're kind of down to the last kind of 3 little buds here, and I'm really undecided on what I want to do. I feel like I want to do this orange. Was it that one? I feel like I want to do this. Let me try it right here. And it's going to be really kind of pumpkin-y. But I feel like if I take this color and I kind of work it, I can give it this like brightness. And you can kind of see that it got on the tip of my marker because when they're wet, you can blend them. And then I think what I'm gonna do is do this. Not a lot of like extra, just kind of like, you know, this is a new flower happening. So it's kind of like coiled in. It's not quite bloomed yet. And now I've got to try to mimic this on all of these. So let's try. Let's try, shall we? We might have to go petal by petal to keep the paint wet so that it doesn't dry. So let's do that. I do think that that's really pretty. Okay, let's do that one, and then let's bring this through. They're not going to be the same flower, so I think that's going to be okay. Like each flower is a little bit different in like their core color, but they're similar. So like this one can have a little bit of something different. Next to the one next to it. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just a little different. And then we're gonna take this marker and we're gonna go kind of up through while it's a little wet and try to create like something that goes with it. This one's about to bloom. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so now let's go to this one, back over here. So now there's another little petal back through here. I don't really know what it's doing, but it's trying to come alive. I'm not gonna add a whole lot of extra to that one. But what I am gonna do is make sure this is pretty prominent. Okay, so it's got its own little happening thing. And then you can even like do some like color veining from the top. Okay, now we have this over here. So this over here looks like we've got a flower and then it's got the little petals coming up. So I'm gonna do this one. And then I'm really just gonna try to color that lighter in. And then I think I wanna try to come up with that lighter color. I know we were trying to look for a peachy color, but I just don't think that that's happening. So I'm gonna have to add this and then blend this up into that. We're gonna take this color here and we're gonna come up the middle. And we're gonna make it really distinct that these are like clearly a petal. Okay. Not gonna do quite full coverage, that way I can blend in this lighter. Kind of like marble. And like add those little highlight bits at the top. So our flower is doing its like own little thing here. It's not quite the same as those because maybe it's blowing in the wind. I'm not really sure. Okay, but I do know we're gonna add this right in through here. Just gonna give it a little something. I don't know what flower that is, so please correct me in telling me like, what flower is this, everyone? Because I don't really know. But we are going to add some just a little definitely a little bit. Okay, this is kind of my vision for this one. Maybe a carnation? I mean, it could be. I need like the color guide or the flower guide to tell me like what kind of flower is this. Let's see. Just gonna add a little bit of this yellow. These markers are really kind of magical. This is like a really bright yellow. Okay, y'all, I'm really kind of disappointed in our yellow choices, but it is what it is. Let's see, and this one is this. Okay, so like I said, I did the background kind of like a sky color. I wanted it to be like really, I wanted to have its own little character. Now I can sand this. Now you can add extra too. Like if you want to add more like, if you want to do more purple, like in the little like folds and like really give it some more like layers, shadows, petal, you can always like come back through once it kind of dries and just see where you want to add that extra. Where do you want to add that extra color? See, like you just can come back in and define it a little bit more. Okay, so this is why I said I wanted to use the markers for this and not my paint, because I can get a little bit more precise. And y'all, these are the coloring boards that just have like an etched on. There's not a lot of like, there's not a lot to it. It's just a petal, and you're going to create the dimension, and then you can like come back through and add, like if you wanted a highlight through like this petal here, you could kind of come through and do like we did in the other areas and just add a little, like, do you want it to be like right there? So if there was a little light source that was happening, the really cool part is you can pull up pictures of different flowers and see how they look. And then you can add your little details. And you see, I've just used my fingers. Like just my fingers. Find your little, I mean, see how fun this is? So this is the coloring board. It's called the Flower Bunch. I think it's called the Flower Bunch. I did put a link to it in the little chain link down below, so you can get this one if you want to. This was not in the shop, so if you did not see this one, I thought that I added it, but it wasn't in there. I'm like, where's the link for this? So I had to go add it. I had to go add it tonight. So this is in there. It's one of the newest ones, but then you can take and add a little signature if you want to. Let's do that. Let's do a little signature like it's our own little painting. And then it just kind of gives it this feel. Like it's a real, like someone hand painted that. You could go around the edge and like add some like something to it if you wanted to like antique it. I don't want it to look that way. I really want it to look kind of marbled, and I'm good with this. I'm really good with this. So I love it. I hope you do too. Yesterday, I'm really sorry I did not come, which y'all, I know y'all are like, oh, you needed to rest. But I really wanted to just come on and like tell you the whole story of like what happened to my back. Why I literally look like I've been hit with a truck. I told my husband when he got home from work, I was like, I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I'm so sore. My back hurts. Like it's about time for some Aleve. I've been laying down all day and I just needed to get up, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go sit and color something fun. If you're painted on glass, I have painted on glass a long time ago, but I have not painted on glass recently. So I have not done that, but y'all, look at how beautiful this is. Look at how pretty it is. Now, if you wanted to do like shadows behind, you can do that, but you know, let it set, see how you like it. And then if you wanted to add shadows, you would just come in and add a little back shadow to this, so it looks like it's pulling off. But that's just a whole nother detail level that I'm not doing tonight. So everyone asks all the time, what markers are you using? What markers are you using? What markers are you using? I'm about to show you. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna move my phone back. Let's move it back around to here. So, in case you did not know, these are Arctic's markers. They are, I do my little wand, flip it. Okay. So do you see where it says water-based, brush tip, bright and opaque? Available on different surfaces. I mean, it should say works on different surfaces, but you know, these come from China and all. And then down here it says, open up a new world and get your aesthetic enjoyment. Okay, so this is acrylic marker set. So that is a paint marker. It's not like a Posca pen where you have to like press and press and press. This is a paint marker. So acrylic paint marker. There are two different sets that I have. One is like a dark purple. One is like a light purple. And they're mixed. So I can't tell you which one is which. If you're looking at my boxes going, oh, I really want the light purple. That's not real. That's not real. That's not how it works, because I've mixed them. So there is a light purple and a dark purple. They also have like a whole nother set that's like super colorful. Then they have like a double-ended, like a dual tip marker and something else, but it's Arctic. Now I have tried all the other brands. They're okay. These are the alcohol markers. Now I want to be very clear. I said this again the other night. These are not like these. These are not the same. These are a paint marker. These are more like an alcohol marker. So this provided the coverage. We were able to color blend them. And then this added like the shadows and the layers. And it wasn't like super, it didn't have like good, like super good coverage. That's where you're getting all the little details, is from this type of marker. So if you were to water down some paint and put it on there, that's kind of the effect you're getting with this, okay? So these are very different from the other ones. These are like an alcohol marker. So if you have a batch of alcohol markers, you might want to try them with like your paint markers. If you have those. Both of these sets together, I want to say, are like $54 for two. If you get them individually, they're like $30 and $30. And then this one, I want to say was like 22 or 21. I did get this one when it was on sale though. And I thought that this was like those because it just says dual tip brush pens. So I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to get 100 of those. All those colors of like paint markers. Yeah, no, that was not. So when I got these, I was like, oh gosh, I already have alcohol markers, but I'll use them. I'll use them. These are smaller than the other alcohol markers. Some of the other ones are like the Copic markers. They're kind of chunky, but these are actually really nice. So, this is the name of it, MOGYANN. These are also in the Amazon shop. So, then we have these little like Sharpies from the Walmart. And they are some of the basic colors. So just keep that in mind. Might be something for you to start with, but they're very similar in the paintbrush tip. The white is phenomenal. This is kind of what they look like. They do kind of bleed through that little tip there. But the color is pretty good. Like the coverage is actually pretty decent. So, I love paint. I like markers. I love watercolors. I love colored pencils. I love watercolor pencils. I am no respecter of like, I just like paint. I like it all. And I would like to figure out how to use the different things. Let me take this off here and I'll show you guys. Oh, my back. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. It's time to go lay down. This is how our flowers turned out. So just so you guys can see it from a different like camera angle, like you can still get a totally different outcome. And I did the background is paint. That's the blue and the white over there. And then we colored right over the top of that with our markers. And you just kind of have to practice. Might change this to like a brown center. But do you see how I did the center of like this? I did the lighter and then I did a darker and then I did the lighter dots, and the same with this. I did a lighter and then I did like an orangey, then a brown, and then I did the dots. And then you see how I did the petals of the white. I used like a gray color with the white, but it's like a yellow gray. It's a yellow white. And then see that bright green, like, I was like, I think we can make it work. So, this is what we got tonight, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. I hope you're inspired. Even if you don't buy any of our wood cutouts or anything like that, I just want you to try something different, step out of your comfort zone. Go to Dollar Tree, get you a bunch of wood blanks, paint on them. Do something creative, and it's great to pass the time. But if you like these coloring boards, we have a whole collection of these, and we have a lot of people who really like these. And then you can just display them wherever you want to. You can just layer them. Oh gosh, let me get up, y'all. You can layer them. Let's go figure out where we want to put the, like, look how pretty that is. So if I wanted to layer this, oh, I think I might. Just tuck this back in there. Hold on. Hold, please. Like, just kind of tuck it back there. Oh, it kind of folded over. It rotated. I'm so short. I have no idea what's up here. Oh, it's my sign. Huh, I've been looking for you. There it was all along. I just kind of put it up there. That sign doesn't go there. It's just kind of there for right now, but I just kind of stuck it up in there. And you can layer it. Like I could tuck it in that basket and have it kind of peeking through. I could put it like and tuck it behind some of this other stuff. I was looking for this and I'm like so short I can't even see, but I'm like, I know there's something up there. But yeah, it's just turned out so super cute. Oh gosh. So anyways, myself is gonna go lay down. I'm gonna take my leave and go rest. And hopefully I feel like way more better tomorrow than I do. I mean, I feel so much better, but I can feel it. Like it's starting to radiate. But thanks you guys for hanging out with me, keeping me company. And I hope you got some inspiration. Thank you. I do hope I feel better too. I am 100% going to go lay down. Gosh, it's like those things that you just don't see coming and then they bother you. Yeah, it's one of those things. So anyways, but thanks you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Visit the shop, check out all the things and get you something that you would love to craft or paint. And I just hope you have a good time. So y'all be blessed. I'll probably see you tomorrow, even though tomorrow is Thursday. I'll probably pop on and we'll do something. I have a bunch of requests for stuff and I just haven't gotten to them, but we'll do something. But y'all be blessed and I will see you guys.